Hello everyone, it's me, Kamek60, and today I'm doing a new series that I'm calling My Thoughts on Blank. And today I'm doing my thoughts on E3, specifically only Nintendo, so I could keep it a little bit more short. My first thoughts on video was actually going to be something else, which is going to be video 2 now, but because I was lazy, I didn't get it out, and now that E3's passed, I thought, well, it would be better to have this be the first one. So, anyway, guys, my thoughts, I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I have 6 things to mention from this E3. First, let's just get this out of the way. Mario Odyssey. To be honest, I don't think anyone was expecting Mario to be able to capture and control enemies, but I mean, like, I feel like some people have thought of like being able to control for enemies, but they never thought that they would ever put it like in a Mario game, or Nintendo would actually do something like that. Like the closest thing Nintendo's ever done to something like this would be one of the Zelda DS games. And then one of my highlights of the E3 was Metroid Prime 4. Like, I'm not a super big Metroid fan, but I really do enjoy seeing Metroid games come out. Well, actually, that's a lie. I've never seen a Metroid game come out. I just only played Metroid Prime and Fusion, and I didn't even finish Metroid Prime or Fusion. I got really close to the end of Fusion, I think, because I saw that Ridley escaped. But other than that, I didn't get past Fusion that much. So I've been actually waiting for a Metroid Prime announcement for 2 years, even though I wasn't a mega fan. I was like, come on, Nintendo, you need to release this for the big mega fans of Metroid. But yeah, they finally gave it to us, and also a 3DS game, which is, personally, I was thinking that Nintendo really needed to remake, because Metroid Prime, it's a remake of Metroid Prime 2, and the Metroid Prime 2 was made on the Game Boy, which looks even worse than just the original the original Metroid on the NES, just because this was black and white graphics. Anyway, next up, I didn't really talk about this in my discussion with the guys, but Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I actually think I might pick this up and try it, just to try the Xenoblade games. I tried Xenoblade Chronicles X, but I didn't quite enjoy it too much because I got very lost in the very large and open world. And when the developers were talking about this game, they said it has a lot of the large open worlds from Xenoblade Chronicles X, but has more story to it, so makes me kind of think, oh, so then it's like it's taking more of a Zelda Breath of the Wild take then. And then next up on my list is Rocket League coming to the Switch. I believe some people were asking for Rocket League to be on the Switch. I personally have played it on the PS4, and it's a fun game, I would say, but not my type of game. It is very interesting that Nintendo got on the Switch. It seems like possibly in 2018 we'll see a lot more third-party developers developing games for the Switch if this first year is as successful as its beginning. So anyway, and moving on to Splatoon 2. I think it's really interesting that they actually changed and improved the rank battle. I didn't really think that they would do any changes to the modes to improve upon them, but they did. Checkpoints and tower control, and the Rainmaker shooting out grenades. I think it really helps on balancing, because one of the things I really hated about Rainmaker is when you got killed by the person with the Rainmaker, it always felt like it was too easy for him. Now it makes it a little bit more fair, and a little bit more fair for both sides is shoot grenades. And then also Splat Zones now telling you how much of the zone you have, so you'll have more player feedback of how much of the zone you gotta collect. And something that I also wanted to avoid in the discussion I did with the Masters, because I didn't really think Nintendo would be talking about this part of the game at E3, but they talked about it day 3, and we did the discussion on day 1. And even if they did talk about it, I would avoid it on the discussion because I just want to talk about it here. The story in Splatoon 2, I think, is kind of interesting. I'm not going to go too deep into it. I'm just going to go into the stuff that they mentioned on the during the Treehouse Live, and something that I kind of thought was going to be, oh no, I don't think I'm going to like Mari's commentary too much. But then I actually saw the levels being played, and I actually really do like Mari's commentary. Like, she actually kind of gets vicious during her commentary. For example, if I am able to pull it up. And then also, like, I also overlooked that Mari would be interacting with Sheldon, which I also got another clip for you here, if I can bring it up. So yeah, I think it's really interesting. I think it's interesting that Splatoon has proven me wrong again. Like, oh man, Mari and Sheldon commentating on the levels is perfect, because Sheldon is like the geek and Mari is like the get stuff done thing. So their personalities are gonna clash. And then another thing that I think was interesting was the developer mentioned Captain Cuttlefish, but he just said it in like, oh, we don't care about the guy anymore. Like, the way that he worded was, in the first game we had Captain Cuttlefish in the story campaign. This time we have Mari, and then that was it. He didn't mention Captain Cuttlefish ever again in the video. Poor Captain Cuttlefish. Are you dead? Or are you on vacation? So anyway, next up with the amiibo, I think it's interesting that we're actually getting the Mario wedding amiibos. It's definitely going to be collector items. Koopa and Goomba getting their amiibo. That's nice. And then also that's something that's very interesting is the so far all of our basic enemy, well, not all of our basic enemies, but so far the 3 best amiibo are basic enemies. Boo's glow in the dark, the Guardian has bendable legs, and now the Metroid is like squishy. Also, it's nice to see that Samus is getting another amiibo. It shows that Nintendo cares about Metroid, and they want to do everything they can to make it a successful series. That, or this is Metroid's last stand, and if it doesn't sell well now, they're gonna abandon it like they did with F-Zero. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this little my thoughts on video, don't forget to leave a like, and if you don't like leaving likes on videos, well, just comment down below and say, hey, I liked listening to you talk about Nintendo. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and remember to stay fresh!